And now I think I'll start doing a little work on the cabinet. The first order of business will be to tighten everything down. Got some veneer delamination I want to secure, and then see about patching it. And I want to do the gluing and the patching before I strip it. Otherwise the stripper will get down in between and then the glue won't hold as well. Also, when you're clamping, the old finish will provide some protection. So I've got some old mahogany veneer I've salvaged from other TV cabinets that I couldn't save. So I think that'll patch well. Just looking at how crude they did these ventilation slots. So they clearly drilled a hole at either end. Cut out a slot. I think that'll just come off. It's only on the surface. Chunk here, chunk here. Probably some of the glue blocks are loose. Back's missing. Try to find a photo online. Maybe make one out of masonite. I also got to take this out before I start doing anything, so I don't want to damage it. The speaker goes in here. And that's ventilation. So it's actually perforated sheet metal painted to look like wood grain. Looks like there's really no veneer loss on this side, so that's a plus. Something else I have to do before I start any work is to take this out. Just reverse painted safety glass. I do not want to get that damaged. And here's the channel plates. So as I mentioned in an earlier video, the numbers are in reverse order. So you tune it counterclockwise. And the last number I can make out is a 3. There is a spot for a channel 1, but it says it's unused in the oldest service info I can find for this set. I guess the only way I could find out is to try to set up an RF generator to broadcast at channel 1. I don't think any of my modulators or test pattern generators will do channel 1. Also, this comes off, this pops out, and that's how you access the fine adjustment controls. So I'll get that out of the way while I work on it. I can just refinish this separately on its own. And let's see this. Okay, well, it's easy. Just a couple screws, pop this out. Don't know what I'll do about it. For now, I'll just leave it alone. Looks like it was brass. Don't think they don't think they screened off the brass and painted brown around it though, so they put, even though this is brass, they put brass colored numbers on, probably with paint, decals. And then speaking of decals, there's the control labels. I'll try to just spruce up this area. I don't know, I mean there's a lot of finish loss. But first thing I want to do is secure everything so it doesn't deteriorate anymore. Turns out that front safety glass is held in by the wooden frame around it, which is held in a bunch of wood screws all around the back, which I just took off. So now the front should come off. Yeah. Which is great. There's the bezel left behind. I can take that off too. It's great because I was worried about those control decals and all that. Separate piece of wood, I can just go to town on this main cabinet and then take my time with trying to preserve this as best I can. So here's a reverse painted glass. Ooh, I wonder where that little screw came from. Well, I know how some of the paint gets scuffed away now. This might have happened back when they made this set. It's cadmium oxide corrosion on it. And I think that might be the only damage to the reverse painted glass. Perhaps I can touch that up. Here's the glass taken out of the wooden frame. You can see, yeah, there's that damage. It's right through. Otherwise, a little bit of funkiness going on down at the bottom. Oh, I think that's from the adhesive. They put, this is probably soft at some point, but now it's hardened to kind of cushion the glass against the wood. And that has caused the paint to get kind of funky. Well, nothing I can do about that. So really it's just that. So the trick will be to find something that's close in color. Dab a little on there. I got some water-based acrylic I can try. Mixing up some brown and maybe a little red or black or something. Approximate the color. Even if it's off a little bit, it'll look better than it does now. Alright. So I'll take that center piece out, which is just held on by a few... Oh, I see where that screw came from now. The one that was loose, that scraped up the safety glass, came out right there. Here's an update on the cabinet. I've been working my way around the perimeter on the back side, re-gluing all the plywood in the areas where it's delaminating, and the exterior veneer as well. This side was especially bad, so I just got a lot of glue down in there between the plywood layers and the exterior veneer. Now I'm clamping the heck out of it to get the glue down in there. Oh, and I'm using Tight Bond too. I've used razor blade or just a piece of cardboard, and slide that down in there and just jam all the glue in there really good. And then a little plastic helps to keep my boards from sticking to the cabinet. So once I get the glue down in there, I use pieces of external wood and then clamp that. I don't want to put these clamps directly on the veneer because it could leave marks. Shortly after I filmed that last segment, one of the spring clamps failed on me. It's the second time I've had this happen. I got these at Home Depot. They came in a bag, I think like 20 spring clamps in assorted sizes for like 10 bucks or so. So I'm guessing they're not the highest quality plastic. I don't think I was putting excessive force on it or anything, just using it in the usual manner. Just slight tension on it and the plastic failed. Let's hope that doesn't happen anymore on this project. I'm just about done with resecuring all the loose laminations. And now I'm taking a look at this top area with the speaker mounts. And I gotta say, it seems like a pretty crude arrangement. The rest of the cabinet's built fairly well, but this almost seems like an afterthought. The speaker is just in this small area here, and I had assumed that they used this large piece of perforated sheet metal for ventilation, but when you look on the back side, it's covered up by a piece of wood. So there really is no ventilation at all in the speaker mounts in here, so why have all that? What every other manufacturer I've ever seen did, mount the speaker on the side of the cabinet. The other downside of this is, of course, you get dirt and debris, which is why my speaker cone is so filthy. And sound radiating upwards sounds weird. Same with my Westinghouse WR8 column-air radio. That sound radiating straight up is not a very good effect, especially in a TV when you want the sound to kind of sound like it's coming out of the picture area. At any rate, I want to take all this out so I can refinish the cabinet. So I can see there's a whole bunch of screws. And I'm hoping if I take those screws out, this will come apart. So it looks like there's some screws holding this in place. And then another block over here, maybe holding this top section in place. I really hope I need to get it out. Otherwise I would have to mask it off. And while I work on the cabinet, that seems like a real hassle. As I hoped, I just had to take out a few screws and the whole thing came out. So now I can see it's a curved piece of plywood with perforated sheet metal hammered over. When I took it out, I also found some shim material. Has some writing on it. Number 196. Seems like there can't be a coincidence. This is a model H-196. 18F. And then rub. Accepted. And then what I presume maybe a serial number. I wonder if they mean the hand rubbed finish was accepted. Don't know. But what they were using it for was the shim 100. You can see there's a screw hole through it. So who knows what this was actually supposed to represent. You can also now see that I have a little more clamping to do. I crudely cut into the plywood here for this opening. We've got some more delamination, so get some glue in there, clamp that back up. And so the clamping continues. Turns out that all of the veneer around this opening was loose. So I think that's going to be it for tonight, and I'll pick up in the next segment when I start applying patches to the areas where the veneer is missing.